Welcome back to Bigger Than the Score on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Peter Ferguson with Peter Ferguson BHS LLC in Lincoln Public Schools, and we're here for our next segment. I'm joined here by Ollie, and I think we got Ethan to go ahead and stay over for another segment, so we might include him on this as well. But Ollie, I gotta give a lot of a shout out and credit to. I think earlier I called him the Citizen Harrison, and Ollie is one of those individuals that I think when he just walks into a room and you meet him, is just amazing. You're much better for it, and I think Harrison, you felt that when you got to talk to him already.
Oh yeah, already. You got a nice guy for sure, right off the bat. You have those guys that just have that presence to them. It's like, okay, this is a guy, nice guy.
Well, Ollie's going to tell you he's a link, and so Ollie, welcome, glad to have you here. And Ollie, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, your journey, where you went to school, and who's Ollie?
Of course, I'm Ollie Wally. I'm a junior. I go to Lincoln High. I was born and raised here in Lincoln, Nebraska. I first started off my journey with schooling at Lakeview Elementary School, and then after that I went to Park Middle School, and now I just find myself here at Lincoln High. I love it. I like the schools I've been to. Lincoln High, it's a great place. Love the teachers, love the diversity. I love it all.
Awesome. And I know, Ollie, you're involved in a ton of things, and so I want to get right into it. Tell everybody what your purpose is.
Well, my purpose, it is, I'm the loud guy. My purpose really is to be the voice, for those who aren't as loud as I am.
I think that's powerful in itself. I think that you want to stand up and be an advocate and an ally for those who may not get their voices in rooms that you oftentimes get in. So, Ollie, tell us about some of the things that you're involved in. I know there's so many of them, but what are some of the things that you want to let people know that you're involved in? And tell us a little bit about like why you've chosen to be involved in those things.
All right, yeah. Let's hope I can.
I know the list is so long, so go ahead and give us 2 or 3 of them.
One of the proudest, one of my favorite ones that I'm into or in is it's called the Real Club. It's headed by a professor at UNL, Dr. Amanda Morales.
Okay, Dr. Mo.
Yeah. And we talk about the issues in schools, and Morales tries to get us into these spaces and try to get us to grow and try to learn about the education system. And then there's the equity cadre that I'm in with you.
Okay.
I love being in there. There's a whole bunch of bright young people in there. I find myself surrounded by a whole bunch of people who share similar values to me. And I'm always growing with like the different speakers that are always coming in.
So let's talk about one of those speakers that has a personal connection to 93.7 The Ticket that came in. Derek Pearson, DP, came in and spoke to one of the first cadre days, and you and him made a connect that I want you to just share a little bit about what that impact and what part of his message really resonated with you.
Yeah. So Derek Pearson, yeah, I really loved it when he came in. He talked about just loving people and just saying I love you to people. I've honestly taken that to heart. He told us about his life story, and I could still remember like sitting in my chair thinking, this dude's come from all the way from the other side of the country, has done all these amazing things, and has come to us and told us that we're gonna do like great things. It was awesome.
And I love how you said that. I think DP, if you're listening, what I recall, and I have a picture of it, is after he got done, Ollie, you stood up and went over and hugged him. And he was talking about just, making those love prints. And I think about Tori Tyson, the head softball coach at Howard, who was recently here, and she talked about just receiving with your heart. And that was something that I think you did, but then you also has made it a passion to go out and continue to do that as well. So that's fantastic. So Ollie, tell us a little bit more about like at Lincoln High, you're involved in some other things. What has classes been like? What has your educational journey been like? And what have been some highlights and what have been some things that maybe have challenged you?
So how things are at Lincoln High. Lincoln High, honestly. So I am the loud guy. Most people at school know my name. Most people have seen me around. Um, I've kind of developed this passion for language, and uh, I didn't think that that's how high school something that high school would cultivate in me when I first started, as a freshman going in. But yeah, I love learning languages now. Um, and I've still kept my love for history. Um, and those are like the two things that I love most. But honestly, something that's like sort of challenging is um, well, seeing, despite like the fact that I'm uh in a school where it's like 60-70% of the population is like these people of color. Despite that, in some of these classes it seems like, or no, I know that I'm the only one that looks like me. um and while sometimes I can't really change that, I'm gonna try to change that for the people that come after me. Yeah.
Wow. I think that's powerful in a statement in itself, as we've got Ethan sitting here and you talked about, you don't look at that as something that, and I don't want to be here. I can go somewhere else. And you're comfortable being uncomfortable,
Yeah.
at times. And that's something that I've always admired about you, as you put yourself in space sometimes where you may be the only one. But we've had, I think, Erica Kirkland on, and she talked about the importance how representation matters and what that looks like. So, as you speak about that, I know you talked about the Real Club, and we've had Mr. Martinez on earlier and
Ooh.
talked about that. What are your future aspirations? What are some things that you hope to do in the future?
Okay, so just because this isn't like the first time, I'm just gonna give you guys like the answer I give everybody else. So, maybe not the best thing to put on the radio, but
Well, we want the best thing now.
yeah.
I gotta give you that. We got some FCC rules we gotta follow now.
No,
So
We got a
no,
dump button. Just ready
Harrison
for
put his finger on the dump button real
Yeah.
quick. No.
It's not that bad. It's just maybe not something that people would expect.
Okay. Okay.
So really in life, what it comes down to is like family. So what I want to do is get married, have kids, and die.
Okay,
No,
you
yeah, that's it.
you summed it up. So when you think about that expectation of being somebody, what is family? What does your family look like?
My family,
Yeah.
well, my parents, they're immigrants or refugees from Iraq.
Okay.
So I've had to sometimes sort of bring myself up, like with like raising myself. I remember, now I think this happens with a lot of like immigrant children, but I've had to like translate documents for my parents and stuff. And that's sort of how, like, something big that sticks out to me. um how my family looks like. Yeah, I've got two siblings. um uh I'm not really sure.
Awesome. Awesome. So we've got Ethan here, okay, as a middle school scholar on the come up. Okay. He's looking across at you. And
Yeah.
I think he's kind of, I've seen him kind of like, wow, on some of the things that you said. I'm going to ask both you, what's some advice that you would have for your younger self? So pretend Ethan's you. What's some advice you would have for your younger self?
Okay.
And Ethan, I'm going to have you do, what's some advice you would have if that was your older self?
Okay. Honestly, what you need to do is, there are so many opportunities out there. You just have to like find them and take hold of them. And honestly, one of the big things you can do is networking. I know you, Pete, you've definitely talked about this. You're like network. This is like a big opportunity to do this. there are people from this place and that place. You can talk to them, especially with West Side.
Yeah.
Listen, honestly, what you need to do is network. That's super important, honestly.
Fantastic. Ethan, pretend.
I think that like every opportunity you get, I think you should just take it
Yeah.
and like I feel like you should take it personal and like use it the best way you can use it because like you don't know whenever another opportunity like that's coming up.
Of course.
Fantastic. Well, we're on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score, with Ollie Wally and Ethan. Both Ethan is a middle school scholar from Scott. Ollie's from Lincoln High School. Ollie just kind of has shared some the impact that different people have had on him. He talked about his family and aspirations. Ollie, what who have been mentors in your life? You talked a little bit about Dr. Morales and some other individuals, but who have been mentors in your life, and then what role have they played to kind of help you be who you are today?
Yeah, I definitely think like Mr. Martinez. Mr. Martinez, I think without him I wouldn't be here.
Wow.
Honestly, I think he was the one who connected me with like all of these different places. He was the start of it. I'm really grateful to him. And honestly, with like mentors, I think I gotta shout out my teachers. Because as I said before, with with like my parents being immigrants. Honestly, with some of the most like learning I've done is obviously with teachers, because my parents being from like a different culture, and me being here, I have to adapt to both of them. With like the American side, I think my teachers have definitely helped me out on like so many fronts.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Wow.
came in like elementary school, I barely knew any English, and just like being thrown there. Um, Honestly, from where I've come and where I am now, I'm super grateful to all my teachers.
You talk a lot about educators, and I want to ask both you and Ethan this question. What makes a top-notch educator?
All right. So what does make a top-notch educator is somebody who um, is willing to connect with you. I know some teachers, I'm not going to say any names, but I know some teachers, uh, I feel like they're just there for the paycheck, which they're still out here teaching, obviously doing good work, but um, like teachers, I know a teacher who just went from the college level of teaching to high school,
Okay.
and took like a bit of a lower salary because
Wow.
he didn't like the college students there, and I feel like that's kind of reflected on his work. I And with like other teachers, I know. Can I like give out any shout outs?
Yeah. If they're
Mr.
doing
Lighting,
if they're doing it right and they're doing it
Mr.
the right
Lighting,
way,
yeah.
definitely put it out
Mr.
there.
Lighting, Trevor Lighting,
Okay.
one of my favorite teachers ever. He was my math teacher. He went above and beyond. He connected with me. I know that we shared, like we both shared like our talking a lot. Like
Okay.
that's just something we did. Both of us are super loud. Um, I remember I was having trouble in math, and he just stayed like I think till 5 one of the days,
Wow.
just to try to like help me understand like what exactly was going on in math. It was honestly incredible.
See, I think he got off light with you. He stayed at till 5 with you. It'd have been like 8 or 9 o'clock with me. So
Yeah.
Harrison's looking at me. I'd have been like, "Hey, we're gonna need about 3 more hours,
Yeah.
some appetizers, hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
You're gonna need to get rehydrated." Hey, with that being said, real quick, put it out in the universe. What's some things you want to do in the future?
Okay, so I wanna be a photographer, like but if anybody has any opportunities, anything, I know that we've been talking about that. If anybody has anything, please reach out. I'm willing to do anything.
All right, fantastic. Well, hey, Ollie, I want to thank you. Ethan, thank you again. This is Bigger Than the Score on 93.7 The Ticket. As I always say, my angel said, I often forget what people have said, forgotten what people have done, but I always remember how people made you feel. Have a great week. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you.